Hi, everyone. Today I have Alex Saglimbeni, the man who got me into cryptos.
No, not
Yes,
me. No.
yes, you are, man. You're the man who got me into cryptos. No, not my other famous cousin or my other famous cousin. I have a
There's a
lot of
lot. There's a lot of them, right?
famous cousins. I'm the least famous. I can't
Not
believe it.
true. Not true at all.
How you doing, Alex?
I'm doing good, man. How you doing?
You look great. You look great. Let's talk some cryptos.
Let's talk crypto. Much better than last time than creating content. I didn't know too much about creating content, so
Well, what
this
do I really
this
know?
is a
I don't
little
know.
more in my wheelhouse. So
Well, cryptos, I mean, so just in case no one knows out there this story, is that you actually gave me a gift during Christmas of 2016, Alex. Do you know that?
is that what it was? Was it 16?
In
It was 1,000.
2016, you
Yeah.
gave me the gift of Bitcoin, Alex. And I never got rid of your Bitcoin.
I'm glad.
To this day, that Bitcoin has, I don't know what it did. I mean, it must have did
Was it
thousands.
20? Yeah, it was. Yeah, it was. Yeah, it was. It wasn't much. It wasn't
It
like a
was
ton.
$25
$25.
in
Yeah.
Bitcoin.
Yeah.
And the last time I checked, I think it's $1,600. Just that $25. So I want to thank you for giving
Of
me.
course. Merry Christmas.
Yeah,
It's,
thank you. Hey,
it's
I got it.
never
you
sell,
gotta
never
give
sell
back.
it, and it's just gonna keep going up.
You know what? I I don't know if you know this. Well, you do know the story, but nobody really knows the story that I actually gave up on cryptos in 2018 and
You
sold
did,
most of my cryptos.
which
Which
ended
was,
up being a smart move in
I don't know.
2018.
But they were pretty. Weren't they higher than in 2016?
Yes.
So I
Yeah, they
still,
peaked at the end of 2017, 2018. They
and they
peaked,
came back down.
and then they dumped for a
Well,
couple
I,
years.
I basically had pennies left. I sold a lot out of my Coinbase account, and I had pennies left. And honestly, it wasn't until I had a conversation with you that you got me back into cryptos earlier this year, and now I am back, and I'm believing
Good.
in cryptos. So
Good. It's hard not to believe when you see what's going on in the space and how fast everything's moving. And
oh my God, it's like in a month things change. I mean,
yeah.
it's the strangest thing. It's like I remember the tech bubble
Uh-huh.
in stocks, and I remember stocks kept going up, going up, going up, going up, and then it crashed, right? And you get 200% return or 100% return or 300% return, Alex.
Mm-hmm.
Not with cryptos. Cryptos, you get like 6, 7, 1,000, 1,200%
Mm-hmm.
returns. I couldn't believe it. And by the way, just in case, just a disclaimer: this is not an investment advice.
None of
I
it.
don't play. I don't
Don't
play it.
listen to either of us.
No, no. This is just opinions. We're talking cryptos. We're not professionals at all. Do your due diligence and find a professional pro that knows what they're doing with the stocks or cryptos.
Sounds
But
good.
I got to tell you, man, it's one of the most amazing investments I've ever seen. The way it moves.
Yeah.
I,
Yeah.
and this is from a guy that invested in the tech boom.
You were investing a lot longer than me. Way before me.
I can't
Um,
believe the returns you could possibly get and the losses, by the way. I mean,
absolutely. Yeah.
I've lost some on some cryptos this year.
I've lost a ton. I've
Yeah.
lost a ton, but it's extremely volatile because it's so new. Because the asset class is so new, there's so much money flowing in and out. It's just volatile.
I I I mean, what do you think? What do you really think the next 5 years is going to be like? You know, for the crypto space. Period. I mean, what do you think?
I think it's going to be like nothing we've ever seen. I think it's going to be the dot-com bubble part two. I think that's what we're about to see over the next few years.
With
I
a
think
major drop?
with a major drop eventually, but nowhere near now, I don't think. I think we're just getting started.
You
Or,
called something a couple of months ago. It was pretty amazing. you said that I think when Bitcoin was trading at around, I want to say 40,000.
Okay.
You said it's not going to go under 40, and I
Mm.
remember I'm like, wow. And it hasn't touched 40 since that
I
time.
thought it was going to go closer to 30. I thought it was
Okay.
going to go closer to 30. I thought that the 60s would be near the top.
Now I
Um,
think you're seeing real participation from big money,
big,
basically.
big money.
Yeah.
Now it's now the industry's liquid enough where it can handle some heavy buys from Tesla, from huge companies
Yeah. Yeah. I mean,
that are
Elon,
coming in, and
Michael
individuals,
Saylor.
obviously. Michael Saylor, Tim Cook just came out and said he had some
Yeah.
crypto. Um, everyone who is paying any attention they have plenty of crypto, because you can't ignore what it's doing.
I have a theory, and I was telling one of our other cousins, Philip, this. I have a theory that this big money that's coming in is going to keep the Bitcoin, specifically in my case. I'm talking Bitcoin right here. I think it's going to keep Bitcoin where it can't drop, like it's basing now.
I think you're right. I don't see it. I don't see it dropping much at all. I mean, yeah, it could dip below 60, but I think that's it. I think that's it.
I
If I
don't.
had to guess, it's all a guess.
Yeah, it's all of it. This
Obviously,
thing is.
can't not saying anything for certain, but I think it is building a base right here, and
Well,
I don't think it's going to go much lower at all.
when I watch Michael Saylor or Ralph Paul or any of these guys talking, oh my God, they motivate me so much
Mm-hmm.
to really dive deep and to invest in Bitcoin. These guys are big Bitcoin Ethereum types,
Yeah.
and I tell you, they're so motivating.
Mm-hmm.
But man, I still have that nervousness that it could drop. That it could all be poof.
If you only went all in 2013 when I told you to.
Oh my God. I hate you for that, man.
Yeah, I know.
I
It's
should have
terrible.
listened to you.
What are you still nervous about? What has not proven itself yet?
I think, I think the financial powers that be are scared of it being like what they call currency, like a gold or a silver.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think they want competition for the dollar, the US dollar.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think they want this competition because it's not really theirs. They didn't create it.
Right. Right.
They don't control it.
Well, I mean, the control what? I mean, the Fed
Cryptos.
Cryptos.
Crypto.
Sure. Yeah. Right. But I feel like if they were going to stop it, they would have stopped it a few years ago, because now it's just too late.
I think it is too late.
There's nothing they can do.
You know why it may also be too late? And I didn't really think of this until I got back into investing this year. Is that, other countries are taking it on. I mean, literal countries are actually paying their employees in Bitcoin and stuff. I mean, it's
El Salvador now. That's it. It's legal tender in El Salvador, the first country in the world. So now you can't ban it because it's recognized currency in at least one country, and it's gonna be recognized in a lot more very soon.
It's almost like the United States is behind. They're behind the curve.
It's very strange now. The U.S. used to be the in the lead, the financial center of the world, and now the U.S., New York in particular, is one of the worst places in the world for any new financial companies to make headway. Which is why a lot of the crypto companies are not in New York, and if they are, they've left the U.S. altogether. Companies like Coinbase now says they're headquarterless, so they're not recognized in any of the states. Their headquarters is just a decentralized company. So this is something new that we're going to see, and But I think the U.S. is going to come around. I don't see a scenario where the U.S. doesn't realize that it's shooting itself in the foot. And
well, many people know that I'm from New York, as you know, of course, and the mayor of New York, Eric Adams, is actually embracing Bitcoin.
Yeah.
So hopefully,
yeah, I've been watching him. I just started following him. He seems great. I mean, what did he say? He was to compete with Suarez in Miami.
Yes.
Suarez in Miami was the first governor, the first mayor to go full force on Bitcoin, saying he wanted to make Miami a hub. And he said he would take his next paycheck in Bitcoin. Yeah. And then Adams came out and said, I'll take my next 3 paychecks in Bitcoin.
This could only be good for investors in New York.
Yeah.
That want to invest in cryptos.
I think so. I think New York is I think soon the regulation will get
it's tough.
Loosened up.
There's some coins I can't touch.
You can't even buy Tezos, can you?
I think I could buy
on Coinbase.
I think it's on Gemini.
On Gemini, it's very strange because Tezos, I know they advertise at Met Stadium, and then on Coinbase you can't even buy Tezos in New York.
Well, but you definitely, let me see.
Maybe on Gemini, because I was just when I was talking to Phil.
I think you could buy it on Gemini.
Okay.
Yeah, and that goes into these coins. So when I came back, when you first gave me the Bitcoin back in 2016, there weren't many altcoins, if I'm correct.
It was in 2016. There were handfuls. It wasn't like it is now. I mean, now there's 100,000 coins and tokens, and but 2016, maybe a couple hundred. Not even big ones that anyone would know. I mean, Ethereum, I think, just came out in like 2015, something Ethereum, like that.
I think I remember hearing about Ethereum back then, but of course, everybody heard about Bitcoin.
Yep.
Now you're getting these Shiba Inu, Dogecoin, and
Dogecoin was around back then. Doge came out in 2013, maybe 2014. It was 2013, 2014. Doge came out.
So
Litecoin's been around since.
Elon's favorite coin was back then, huh?
Yeah, well.
Just in case, that's Elon Musk of Tesla. Nobody really knows.
Yeah, but I mean, he could have just loaded up on Doge when it was worthless, when it was under a penny, and then all of a sudden he puts out a tweet, and
the rest is
history. And then then Doge is up 50,000% or something.
So I before we went on to record this, right? I was talking to you about how I'm starting to look at coins or cryptos, right? And I say this because I'm obviously, I don't know it as well as you or even Philip, our other cousin. And why I say that is now I'm looking at being a holder or hodling Bitcoin and Ethereum, and then as I come down, I kind of am looking at everything else as being projects, crypto projects.
As opposed to what? What, you don't consider Ethereum a crypto project?
No, Ethereum is a crypto project, but now I kind of consider it as the standard of the main project. Like Ethereum is the main project.
Yeah.
And I would not easily sell that like Ethereum.
Right.
And again, not financial advice, but now like stuff like Cardano and stuff like Phantom and stuff like Matic and Solana, I look at them as projects, as opposed to solid coins or crypto. And maybe I'm looking at it the wrong way.
I mean, each one has a different use case. You know what I mean? Solana and Cardano are blockchain ecosystems, just like Ethereum. So they're going to be, they're just as valid as Ethereum is. They're just not as established. Yeah. So they don't have the, they don't have the I guess, the same foundation,
I mean, not as many dApps or digital apps, I guess.
Yeah, but that'll come in time. This is yeah, we're going to see the blockchain wars. This is going to be we're going to see some. I mean, every one of these blockchains is going to be fighting for dominance over the next, like you said, like 5 years. This is going to be an all-out war of who creates the biggest, most useful, most robust, most secure blockchain with the most amount of functionality and dApps and DEXs and
it literally feels like 1995.
Yes.
As a tech investor.
Yep.
When Dell came out.
Yep.
And AOL was there. And
CompuServe
Netflix wasn't even around yet.
Not even close. Google wasn't even around back then.
No.
Nope.
No.
It was Yahoo. It was
Ask Jeeves.
Ask Jeeves, maybe. I was using Lycos browser. Netscape.
CompUSA or
CompuServe.
CompuServe. Yeah.
CompuServe was pre AOL, I think.
Prodigy.
Yep. Prodigy was pre AOL.
And we're talking. Nobody knows what we're talking about.
No, we're boomers. We're definite boomers right now.
But I got to tell you, that rise. If we, and I don't even think we're in the beginning with cryptos. I think
this is
the beginning.
I think this is the beginning. This is where we're right about to start the bubble. I don't think it's even started yet.
Wow. I hope I hope you tell me when to get out.
Yeah, I'm not getting out until Bitcoin is over $1 million. That's gonna be my my own strategy. I'm not saying for anyone else to do that, but that's mine. I think Bitcoin could, if this is going to be the everything bubble or the tech bubble part 2, I could see Bitcoin.
That would be the most amazing. I can't believe. I still, when you and Philip tell me this stuff, I really can't believe it. When Michael Saylor talks and they make me believe this stuff. And I still look at it as much of a speculative type of, part of my overall financial picture. It's not a big amount, but it's a growing amount, Alex.
Yeah.
And it's continuing to grow.
And it's going to outperform everything else that you have, but you got to do it at your own pace. And,
that's right.
And
it's not hard. It's not easy to explain. I mean, people come up to me all the time, having me to try to explain cryptos, and it's very difficult for me to explain it. Not like equities, like stocks.
Sure,
I can explain stocks like it's no tomorrow. But
it's a lot of the stuff is even difficult for me to explain, and I've been in it since 2013,
almost a decade.
Yeah,
really.
Yeah,
closing in.
But it's still it moves so fast. I miss out on all the new projects. I don't know what the hell's going on. It's just too much to keep up with now, and the technicals, you know what I mean, the how in depth everything is just above my head. All, you know what I mean, the programming that goes into it. It's way above my head. I can grasp onto things, but
I don't even get involved. Like when I see Charles Hoskinson talk about Cardano and about the code and the mathematical code and I can't. I don't understand it at all.
Yeah.
I just like Charles, but
sure, no, he's an interesting guy. He's fun to watch. I like watching him talk too.
Yeah, it's very fun to watch. Yeah. But now lately in the news, so these projects, as I call them, now the metaverse is in the news big time, and I've been looking at some metaverse cryptos.
Have you? What are you looking at?
The Sandbox.
Okay.
Yep. Engine.
Yep. That's ENJ, right?
Yep.
Engine. Okay.
What is it? Ax Infinity. AXS. In Gemini is the Somnium, which is the cube on Gemini.
Okay.
And then you have Mana, too.
Mana, I've been looking at for years. I mean, that was the first big one.
And those are trades. I'm just doing trading them, but they're interesting. But again,
you ever think about buying any land in the metaverse and developing on it?
So what I was going to think about doing, believe it or not, was maybe in the cube Saminium and
Okay.
Saminium.
Okay.
I was thinking of maybe creating a character or something
Hmm.
in that metaverse
Hmm.
and playing around with it, but I haven't done it. I haven't pulled the trigger yet on that. And this is coming from a guy that used to play online gaming. I mean, I did play
Yeah.
online gaming, but
Would you
the
play
metaverse,
You didn't play. Would you play World of Warcraft?
I played a game called Ashron's Call,
Okay.
and another one, something with heroes, where you play like a superhero. Forgot what it was called. City
Why?
of Heroes. City of
City
Heroes.
of Heroes. I
Yeah,
remember that. I remember
yeah.
City of Heroes. Yeah.
And if that was today,
Uh-huh.
there would be like a store in that computer program where you could buy an NFT, or
Hmm.
you could actually trade your coins.
Yep. But now it's real money, and
It's real cryptos,
yep. Yep.
and that's what people are talking about, which the future is like Ready Player One, like the
Yep.
movie Ready Player
Yep.
One.
I will say a precursor to crypto was that what got me moving in the direction of Bitcoin was I don't remember when it was. I want to say, I don't know, 2005, 7, something like that. There was a story on about Second Life.
Oh yeah, I heard of Second
Remember
Life.
Second Life? There was a story that someone had built and established a nightclub on a different planet
Wow.
in Second Life that was super successful.
And you had to trade probably to get in there, right?
You had to do. I don't know if you had to pay or trade or do whatever, but I remember reading an article in early 2000s that this guy built this virtual nightclub. Then he sold it in real life for something like $900,000.
Wow.
And my brain just clicked. And I was like, this is it. This is the future. Digital goods, digital everything. It doesn't matter if it's tangible or not. This is the future. And then a few years later, I found Bitcoin, and it's like, okay, yeah, that sounds about right. It all goes together.
And now we're really at that point where these games, I think Microsoft's getting involved,
Yep.
Facebook's getting involved.
Mm-hmm.
Ubisoft is getting involved.
Ubisoft. I'm sure Epic with Fortnite. I'm sure they're gonna. I'm
Oh
sure
yeah, I would think so.
gonna build and put real currency in there.
And then there's games. I think GameStop is getting involved with. I don't know if it's Mana or I forget which crypto coin, but
Okay.
GameStop is getting involved too.
Really?
Yeah, I guess.
It's here.
It's here. Well,
It's
it's the
here.
beginning anyway.
Yeah. Did you hear? I mean, Burger King. Did you hear that this week? They announced that they're going to give crypto rewards back for using the Burger King app.
No.
So if you go and use the Burger King app, was it? They're going to get. They've already established. They have Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Doge. So basically, for every all the money you spend, they will either give you one Doge, one Ethereum, or one Bitcoin.
Okay.
So it's going to be all random, but they have 2 million Doge available, 200 Ethereum, and 20 Bitcoins. And so if you go and I don't know how much you have to spend. I think you have to spend $5. And if you spend $5, they'll roll the dice, and you'll either get a Doge, an Ethereum, or a Bitcoin for using the Burger King app.
Wow. So I mean, you must think that the next you must be feeling way better now with the crypto space and maybe the government or other countries because of the adoption from other countries, and maybe finally states like New York accepting a lot of these coins or cryptos. I mean, are you feeling better than now? I don't mean as an investor. Well, maybe as an investor, but I mean as the space as a whole, you must be feeling positive.
I feel good. Yeah, I mean, it's I mean, I knew it was going to happen, though. That's the thing. You know, you guys didn't believe me, but you know, it's like,
my God,
you know,
I could have got like brand new hair with the money from Bitcoin. You know, I mean, geez.
I mean, I don't know. You look gorgeous as you do.
Thank
Don't
you.
even
Well,
pretend like
well,
that.
we are Saglimbeni, so
I
we
know.
are good-looking people.
We're just gifted in
Yeah.
genetics department, right?
Yes. Yes. I happen to be the one that's the best looking,
Of
like
course
I
you are.
always tell my audience.
That's it.
So tell me how you invest back then, and how are you going to be investing now? The way you invest. What do you look at? Like I look at these projects, whatever. But what is really now? I do look at charts a little bit, but again,
Right.
it's difficult for me to read crypto charts. But maybe you could explain to me some of what you look at.
Yeah, when I started, I knew nothing about trading or investing. I had no money in the stock market.
No, you didn't even know how to. You didn't even know stock investing.
I had one buy. I think one time my mom gave me $1,000, and I picked one stock and went into it, and it was I saw how low Kmart was.
Okay.
Kmart was super low.
God.
I bought Kmart, and like 2 weeks later, they declared bankruptcy. And that was my intro into stocks. Yeah.
God. Why didn't you talk to me?
I don't, I should have, obviously.
I would have told you to stay away from Kmart.
Yeah. I think I also bought Handspring at one point too, and that one went under.
They around.
I know. This is what I do. I look for these tiny little ones, and that's still kind of what I do. I'm just a little more seasoned at it.
So you look for the corrected type of stuff, the stuff that has corrected.
Yes, typically yes. Where I from talking to you, you tend to go off of things that are already established trends, upward trends that are already established.
Yes.
Very
hard for me to find the IPO or even the super value type corrected. It's very difficult for me to find them.
Right.
So I stay away from that. I go what makes me win, and that's how I've done it for like at least 15 years.
And that's what you got to do. I mean, I've made and lost a good amount of money, and I went in with no safety net and made every mistake when starting to just jump into crypto. And so I had to do what works for me, and just kind of go with my gut. But I used to lose a ton. I used to chase every pump and dump. It was bad.
I don't know how you could live that way.
There was a time, it was back when, I don't know, Bitcoin's maybe like $500 or something like that. And there was a pump on Saturn Coin, which is one of these, first or second gen altcoins. Just a total shit coin. And I just, was like following people on Reddit or Twitter that were like, get into this coin, sell at this price. And I bought in with a whole Bitcoin. And and within seconds, as soon as I bought it, it just dumped. I instantly lost half a Bitcoin in a matter of seconds. And then I was like, took my losses, felt like I was going to vomit, and and stop doing pump and dumps.
So what do you do now? Like, what do you look at now? I mean, I know you look at the charts.
Now I do charts. That's mostly what I go off of, and I don't do typical TA technical analysis like most of the people you see who are teaching trading and things like that. I don't do that. I literally will look for little repeating patterns. I will compare a crypto chart to like a penny stock chart,
Yep.
an old penny stock chart, and I'll look and I'll compare patterns. And I'll see, okay, this one went up, and then it did this, and then it went down, and I'll go and do that. And I've over the years, like it's not, I guess it's not very scientific, but it's done me very well. As you know, the more I do it, and the what I mean, more comfortable I am, then I know that I actually found something that works for me. It tends to work, even though it's unconventional.
In my case with cryptos, I try to hold I really trade the blue chip type.
Mm-hmm.
The Ethereums, the Bitcoins,
Mm-hmm.
the Cardanos, the avalanches,
Mm-hmm.
the coins like that. I trade
Mm-hmm.
the major blue chip, and I don't really trade them.
Mm-hmm.
I kind of like when I see the crypto market kind of crash.
Mm-hmm.
I kind of load up a little bit more.
Yeah.
To buy.
Yeah.
But I'm really just doing that because it crashed.
Mm-hmm. Which is good. You're buying the dip.
I'm trying to buy in the dip.
Yeah.
My holds for good. I mean, what I think is going to be long term are Bitcoin and Ethereum.
Mm-hmm.
The other coins, I fool around a little bit, trade them between each other.
Mm-hmm.
I've done that. Like I'll sell, I'll sell some Stella
Mm-hmm.
or Atom, and I'll go.
I know you. Yeah, I know you. Those are two of your bigger ones as of
I sold
earlier
out
this
of
year.
them, and I went
Both of them.
Solana and Phantom.
Okay.
So I'll do that. But basically, I'm a hodler. I'm holding for most of the time. But the one thing I do like, and I don't know if you have done this yourself, but I am a big advocate of Gemini Earn, which pays.
I haven't done it yet. But I was just actually talking to one of my friends about he has crypto.com, and I think their percentages. Celsius, Voyager, right? Yep. But weren't didn't the SEC go after Voyager and maybe Celsius recently or no?
Celsius was they claimed, the CEO for Celsius, I think, claims that wasn't. They weren't going after them.
Okay, it was just like it wasn't. They weren't going after them, but they sent them letters for some reason. I saw that.
Explain it. I think.
Yeah.
What's happening is the government and the Fed and the Treasury and whatever, they don't understand. I mean, honestly, they don't understand. You think I don't understand cryptos that much? These guys really don't understand cryptos whatsoever.
Right.
And sometimes they have to be taught what's going on.
Yeah.
And these earning products, these yielding like Celsius and Gemini and Crypto.com, I think eventually they're going to go low again. Like the yields are going to go low like normally. But right now, you could get around 8% on a Gemini US dollar.
On the USD stablecoins, you can get. Yep. So what I see, and what I see, banks are going to have to implement crypto. Places like Wells Fargo and Bank of America are going to have to implement crypto and stable coins if they want to stay relevant, because I know people now who are moving money out of their Wells Fargo account and they're moving it into crypto.com and Gemini. Just, if your money's going to sit there, why not earn 8%? Why not?
And if you do a stable coin like the Gemini US dollar or the US coin that what is it? What is that?
Was GUSD or is Gemini USD, right? And then Tether USDT.
Yeah.
Then USDC is Coinbase.
Coinbase, which doesn't pay much of a yield, at least in New York.
Right, but Coinbase is still going through some SEC stuff, so their rates are not as good as the other ones.
Yeah, they keep, for some reason.
They're going after them, yeah.
Yeah, yet the Winklevoss brothers had no problem with Gemini and Gemini Earn.
Well, they, that's the difference is, the Winklevoss, the Winklevi, they come from New York. I think their dad is in New York finance. And when they built Gemini, they built it with New York in mind, knowing New York was the most strict place in the entire world to start a crypto company. They decided to do it in New York City. So they went by the book, had, the hardest process of getting set up, but now they are. And I think now there's, they're completely in the clear. So that's why they're able to, offer things.
It's a wonderful exchange.
Mm-hmm.
I have done a video on Gemini Earn,
mm-hmm.
and in many ways, even though I'm still hesitating to give it to my conservative type friends, and families that are looking for like a CD.
Yeah,
because I'm a little older than even you.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a little older, so I have people that actually, I don't know if people out there in the YouTube world ever heard of a certificate of deposit, but CDs, there are people that still want safe money.
Yeah.
And, I'm still hesitant, Alex, because I feel it's safe, like the Gemini US dollar.
Right.
But it's still hard for me to give it to my friends and family. Go figure.
Yeah. I mean, don't do it unless you feel secure in doing it. So don't, push yourself, but they're FDIC insured. They're, you know what I mean? They're established banks. They are going to be the new powerhouses of banking.
I mean, I think it's phenomenal that a small amount of Gemini US dollar is actually making a better return than my bank account.
Yep. I think that the rates will stay high until the bear market. And then once the bear market hits, all of a sudden, everyone's going to want to hold USD. So that's when their USD rates are going to go to crap. Or, I don't know, crap, but they're going to get really, it's not going to be 8%. Maybe.
You think it's further away than I do.
I do.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it's not going to be in a straight line. It's, it's going to be, we may have a year or two of bear market in the next 4 or 5 years. But I still think the bull market is going to continue.
Well, I didn't tell you that I received my Coinbase debit card.
Did you?
And I have used it.
All right. Very cool.
And besides, there were some glitches.
Yeah.
They had to replace my card, Coinbase, because they had some fraud happening.
What?
Not just me.
Okay.
To a lot of credit debit card holders.
Okay.
But they none of the charges went through. But this was like a big Coinbase issue.
Okay.
And they just sent me a new card, and that was it. But I've used that card, and I got to tell you, it's a kick. It's a real kick. I'm getting paid 1% in Bitcoin.
You get Bitcoin? All right, so you can choose Bitcoin or Stellar, right? Isn't Stellar there?
And there's more than just Stellar, and they added more.
But Stellar was the one they would give you higher 4% back.
Yeah. But I decided to go with Bitcoin, just because, I got a kick out of it.
Absolutely.
And it's so, the future, even crypto.com's got a credit card, which they use their token CRO.
Okay.
Crypto.com token CRO. So there are credit cards out there. I mean, debit cards and credit cards.
So how does it work? Does it pull money? Like, okay, so say you have money in Bitcoin, you have money in Stellar, you have money in Litecoin. Where does that money, when you go and spend it, where does that come from? Where does it draw from?
So the US dollar coin from Coinbase.
So you have to fund it. You have to have US dollar coin in there. Gotcha.
Yes. and you pay, and they pay 0.15 interest, not much,
Okay. Yeah.
which is kind of upsetting me because my community bank pays better interest, believe it or not.
You said 0.15?
0.15, yeah.
That's pretty
Yeah,
good.
they should pay a little bit more. It's a
They
crypto.
should, but I know they want to. Trust me, I know they
I
want to.
know they lost that case or whatever, right? They were trying to.
I don't know if they did or what, but I don't think they lost it. I think it's just SEC, just like with Ripple, SEC is just taking its time. You know, they're eventually going to win. I'm pretty certain they're eventually going to win.
I got to tell you, I got to recommend it. It's kind of cool.
Yeah.
You know,
Okay.
So I'm waiting. I'm on the waiting list for the Gemini credit card.
Okay.
So I'm on a waiting list for that. But that there is another way to get cryptos through a credit card that's not really tied to an exchange, and you could do it through SoFi. You know, SoFi Invest.
Yes, I know SoFi. Yeah, I used to do it through BitPay. I used to have a BitPay debit card, and you would just fund it with, whatever, $1,000 worth of Bitcoin. You would essentially sell it at that whatever the price was, then fund your card, and you would get $1,000 on your debit card.
Well, SoFi, their card pays 2% back in either cryptos, investing in stocks, or paying down a loan.
Okay.
So they don't have as many cryptos. They only have the majors.
Yeah.
And in New York, they only have 3 coins: Bitcoin, Litecoin, one of your favorites, and Ethereum.
Good.
But still, it's another credit card that
you're fine with any of those 3. That's still good enough.
I dollar cost average him to this day.
Good man.
Since the beginning of the year, because of you, my wonderful.
I just want everyone to make money. That's all I want. I want everyone to get rich. I want everyone to get rich together. And
now, do you think, how mainstream do you really think it is? I'm not talking about, like, you've been in cryptos for a long time, okay? And me being a stock investor, I've known about Bitcoin probably almost as long as you've been in it. I've known about it.
Yeah, because I remember coming to New York and telling you guys that one time.
Now, what do you think what do you think nowadays the regular people? I mean, how many people really know about cryptos?
A lot. That's the thing is, I mean, you used to be able to walk down the street and talk to 100 people, and 98 of them would have no idea.
Yeah.
What you're talking about now? I don't know. 1 in 5, 1 in 3 know what it is. You know what I mean? They've heard of NFTs. They've heard of Metaverse. They've heard of Bitcoin.
And I'm not a huge. By the way, I'm not a huge. I don't. Okay, I understand NFTs, but I don't think that it's an investment for me. NFTs.
Sure. Yeah, I get you.
It's sort of like you're going to a gallery and you're buying a painting.
It's the art world. It's like purchasing art. That's exactly what it is.
I didn't even like doing that in the real world.
Right. Well, then that's it. I know the thing is, I know there's a ton of money to be made, but I don't. And I bought like one little NFT thing just so I could see what the hell it was. And it was a total piece of crap. Lost Ethereum on it right away. Spent hundreds of dollars in Ethereum gas. Just complete waste of money. But I wanted to test it out and see what it was. But I'm with you. I know there's a ton of money to be made, but I don't like the lack of liquidity. I don't like the fact that I can't get rid of it in 1 second if I want to. I have to put it up for sale and wait for someone.
What market did you use? Did you OpenSea or
OpenSea? Yeah. And then you have to wait for someone to give you an offer. Yeah. So it's like if you really want to get rid of it, but obviously if you buy one of the big ones, that someone's always willing to buy it. But I agree with you. I taught myself on altcoins and trading altcoins to make more Bitcoin and make more USD. And that's where I'm comfortable, and that's where I'm going to stay.
Yeah, I'm I have no problem investing in like Ethereum, which is the kind of the main driver of the NFTs.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't see myself at all getting involved with actual NFTs from
Right.
somebody or trading NFTs. But it is. I hear it's a big market, and
It's enormous.
I think the metaverse is going to be bigger
Yeah.
than that. But
Well, a lot of NFTs are going to be in the metaverse.
that's right. And that's why the
These
metaverse gets
people are buying these NFTs and then they're creating art galleries in the metaverse, displaying their NFTs and charging admission to go, and so people can
right.
go and look at their NFTs. It's amazing.
And
But
the
these are
emission,
passive income assets now. Once you
correct.
own this NFT,
I
it's
can't.
passive income. You can make money leasing out your NFT. You can print T-shirts with it.
Yeah.
You own that copyright, so you can do whatever you want with it, and then you can charge people to look at your NFT.
And you charge a crypto, whatever.
And you charge in crypto. If you're on Decentraland with Mana, you charge Mana or
Yep.
Ethereum, and that's it. If you're doing it on Tezos or Solana, you charge in that. It's amazing.
So have you thought about the metaverse that you would like to create a character?
I have messed around in Decentraland a little bit. Like last year, I was looking at properties to buy back in 2018, right when Decentraland was just getting off the ground. I was looking at parcels of land to buy in Decentraland. And again, that's similar to NFTs, whereas you buy it, you own that parcel. But if you want to get rid of it, you have to wait for someone to come and buy it from you. So it's very similar to NFTs.
Is it easier now?
No, it's the same way. It's the same way. You just list it for sale. I wonder if let's see. I'm checking the market. But yeah, there's a marketplace where you can just go and people have their parcels of land listed.
Now, if you would have bought that land, would it have been worth more now? A lot more?
A lot more, yeah.
Wow.
I mean, I don't even know what these things are going for. I mean, just a little while ago, a cheap parcel was going for like $5,000, give or take.
So almost one Ethereum.
Yeah.
One ETH.
But I think in a year or two, these things will be going for 50 grand, 100 grand for a parcel of digital land.
And I think it's limited, right? It's not
very limited. Yeah. It's a limited map that they have, and you can just buy one block at a time.
So the character, I'm thinking, I told you Saminium. I think that's how you say it, which is the cube.
Mm-hmm. That one I'm not super familiar with. I know Axis and
Axis Infinity is more like cartoon characters,
right?
But the funny thing is that a lot of this stuff reminds me of The Sims. Remember The Sims?
Yeah.
Which probably nobody remembers.
I think so. Sims is pretty popular.
But Saminium is a Winklevoss project.
That's what they're doing?
Yeah, that's one of their metaverses. Yep.
Aren't they
they're involved.
Don't they back Decentraland too? Aren't they part of Decentraland?
They may be. They
might be. I'm not 100%, but I think so. I think they're
on Gemini. You could buy Mana.
Yeah.
You could buy the Sandlot. Was it the Sandlot?
Yeah. Sandlot, yeah.
And you could buy Saminium, and you could buy Axis Infinity on Gemini.
Okay.
On Coinbase, you may be able to buy Play App. It's another one, and Engine is available on, I think, both. I'm not sure.
Okay.
But I got into I think I'd like to do the Saminium character. I don't know.
I'd like to see what it is.
Let me see if I could find it for you here.
Okay, so I'm on a Decentraland marketplace right now.
So if you go to CoinGecko, it's better go to CoinGecko and go look up the cube.
The cube.
Yeah, on CoinGecko. And then from there you go to their link.
I see nothing about the cube.
Okay, hold on. Let me see if I could jump in.
So, Somnium Space
Yes.
Cube?
Yes, that's it.
Okay.
That's it. Somnium.
Somnium Space Cubes. Okay, market cap 196 mil.
Now,
Okay.
if you go to their, I'm just if you go to somniumspace.com,
Yeah.
you will see their metaverse. Kinda loads
Okay.
up a little bit, and then you see their metaverse.
Okay.
Guy waving at you.
It's
might
it's
show it on.
loading. It's loading on mine, doing
I
it's.
might show it on the screen. Let me see.
Yeah. Do it. Okay.
Show it. All right. Let me see if I can. Hold on.
Yeah, I see the.
There it is.
Yeah.
So it's sort of like The Sims. Let me get back in there. Hold on. Can you see it better?
Yes. Now it's up there.
And that's it. So you have land, and this is Somnium. This is backed by the Winklevoss.
Mm-hmm. So wait, yeah, okay, and this is all right. And this is all. This is
Ethereum.
also on Ethereum.
Yes.
Ethereum and Matic. Ethereum.
Matic. Well,
Is like
Matic is Matic is basically So
but
it's the Ethereum and Matic, and you could, I guess, OpenSea will trade the NFTs
okay.
on OpenSea.
Yeah.
Again.
Okay. Yeah. See, this is where you are going to smoke me. Like I'm not keeping up with any of the new stuff as much as I could. It's too much.
The reason why I know about it is because it's the Winklevosses that are involved with it.
Yeah.
And it's a Gemini token.
Okay.
But it's part of the metaverse, and I gotta think about it. But
it's super cool. I mean, I'm definitely going to get into the metaverse. I'm definitely going to try it and have fun with it. It's talk about the Wild West. Like, this is going to change the entire planet. So many people from this point forward it'll be like Ready Player One. They'll only live in the real world a fraction of their life. They're going to spend more time in the metaverse than they will in the real world.
Yeah, I remember when I played my online game, I played till like 4 a.m, trying to get some special sword or whatever it was.
Yep.
And could you imagine this?
I had multiple friends who lost their relationships because of World of Warcraft, because they were on there for like 8 to 12 hours a day.
Oh yeah. And so imagine this. When you
it's real money. You're making real money.
You're making real money. And but I will say this, Ready Player One, they had, well, actually not Ready Player One, the VR with the glasses. I don't know if that's going to be a regular thing.
I think we'll have both.
Okay, you do.
Where are you at?
I think it's going to be a virtual world, sort of like Minority Report, when he opens up the screen, and it's so that it comes to you like a translucent type screen, where you have the 3D effect around you, and you don't have to wear the glasses. If you remember in that movie, Cruz is not wearing glasses. And he sees his wife.
I think you're going to have some kind of glasses, even if they're clear, regular glasses, and that's going to be AR, which is augmented reality. That's what I think is going to be the immediate future.
That big thing that looks like an old picture thing that you used to play with. Yeah.
I don't know, man.
I could be wrong.
I think they're both going to do very well, but I think AR has a lot more potential, because you can walk down the street and they'll feed you ads. They'll say, "Hey, go into this coffee shop and get free Doge," and you won't be able to see those ads unless you're wearing these glasses. And that's what it's going to be. You're going to see ads. You're going to see games in real life. It's going to be like playing Pokemon Go. It's going to be wacky.
It's going to be wild.
This world is done. This world that we grew up in, it's gone. It's
my God.
It's done.
Come on, I missed that world.
I know. And you're still going to be able to do it. We're still going to be able to live in that world, but there's going to be a whole generation of people that are living in this other world, and it's just
Wow.
going to be different.
So, I mean, I'm having the most fun time I've ever had in investing since the tech boom.
Yeah, yeah.
And
Well, get ready. Get ready. Did you do well in the tech boom?
yeah.
I wish I would have been around or investing back then.
You know, I could have done much better because, for example, I actually purchased Netflix, like Netflix, the company,
Mhm.
like $12 a share, and I sold it. I made a lot of money
Yeah.
on it, right? But I would have become a multi-millionaire if I would have it now. Just
Yeah.
Netflix, just Netflix. Now,
Really?
I did
If
make
you would
some
if you
money.
would have held it.
Multi-millionaire. Same thing with Amazon.
Yeah. Did you sell? Did you
So,
just keep any of it or no? Did you keep any of your?
I traded out of it, and I did stupid things. Remember, this is over a decade ago,
Yeah, yeah.
and I did stupid things. Even Amazon, I traded out of it and came back in. I missed, hundreds of thousands of dollars probably in return.
Yeah.
And but to be fair, I probably would probably do the same thing again now with a small company like that.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, I don't know if I'd be much different. I started changing.
Mm-hmm.
That's probably why I got out of Netflix and I started looking for the great chart companies, the great stock companies.
Yeah, yeah.
Like a Nike or a Starbucks or a MasterCard.
Mm-hmm.
I got out of the Netflixes and Amazons when really I should have held them because they were and are the present now,
Mm-hmm.
but they were the future back then.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm hoping cryptos are the future.
Cryptos are the future. This is the crypto bubble. The .com bubble part 2 is the crypto bubble. And when I bought, a decent amount of Coinbase stock, and that is stock that I am never going to get rid of for the rest of my life, because I know Coinbase is. Well, I told you guys like 6 years ago, way before Coinbase was public. I told you that Coinbase will bypass PayPal. And you and Phil both said no way.
Well, not yet. Still hasn't yet.
Get it? Watch during this boom. It's gonna pass it in no time.
Well, Phil loves PayPal, and PayPal's a good company.
PayPal's a very good company. I'm not saying it's nothing to do with PayPal or Coinbase as a company. I think Coinbase is going to be the Amazon of crypto.
Wow. So what do you think? Then let's talk a little bit about what you think the future. What does this mean for the world if adoptions of cryptos really becomes mainstream, truly mainstream? Because let's agree, it's not mainstream.
Right. It's not mainstream, but it's getting there. When Elon Musk is shilling Doge on SNL, it's getting there. It's getting mainstream. It's not, it's still fringe right now, but it's getting there.
So then what do you think this is going to do to the world? How will it help the world?
Honestly, I think the world will be a lot wealthier in general. I think the world is about to hit a new roaring 20s. But the entire world has the potential. And obviously there's a saying that if everyone's rich, then no one's rich. And it's like, yeah, but crypto is something different. Bitcoin especially, but everything else will follow Bitcoin. It's programmed to go up forever. Whereas our entire lives, for the first halves of our lives, we've been living under money that's getting more and more scarce.
Yeah.
Money just slips away. But now with Bitcoin and crypto, these markets will continue to grow forever. And there's going to be ups and downs. Obviously, there's going to be bear markets, but it's going to grow forever. So the sooner you get into crypto, if you just do nothing but holds, you're going to get wealthier and wealthier and wealthier as you age. And this is something with mining, with access, these things take no real computing power. So you can, you know what I mean, live in a poor country with intermittent electricity, or just have a little smartphone, and you can participate in these ecosystems and make real money, where you would have no access. PayPal, Bank of America, no one's going to give you a credit card. No one's going to give you access to banking. If you're living in the Middle East or places in Africa, they're not going to give you banking.
And
So crypto.
that's what I find it wonderful about, like, for example, Cardano
Mhm.
and Charles with Africa.
Yeah.
And then you have South America, and you have like Algorand a little bit too, I
Mhm.
think, in South America. So what you're finding out is this stuff can actually free people who have had nothing,
Nothing.
never had anything.
Yep. And I saw that with mining 6 years ago. You could have an old 286,
Intel 286.
an Intel 286 from 1988, and you could, back in the day, you could mine Bitcoin. Now you can mine, something else. But even with something that old, you can still generate something. You can generate money out of thin air, and that's something that never existed before. This takes the control away from governments.
It's I'm going to be honest with you, still hard to believe, Alex. For me, still hard to believe. And if I had Michael Saylor in the room, I tell him the same thing. It's still hard to believe. And I've seen it with my portfolio, my crypto portfolio, the good returns. I mean, the amazing returns. And sometimes it's just so hard to believe.
Yeah.
And it's wonderful, and then it's scary too.
Sure. And it's still going to be volatile. Like it's not like we're going to all sing Kumbaya and ride off into the sunset and not have any more problems. I mean, it's still going to be super volatile. And if everyone gets in and gets rich, that also means everyone is also at risk for losing their money during a crash, which is going to happen also. But it's going to, by that happening with everyone is participating, that means that everyone goes through the steps that I went through for the last 8 years, that you've been going through for the last few years. Everyone gets exposed to that volatility, making money, losing it, making it, losing it. And they all grow as investors, and they learn how money works, so that therefore they're going to continue getting smarter and smarter and make, either less moves or smarter moves, and they will minimize their risk. And that's just something you do as you learn investing, is you learn how to minimize risk.
Yeah, it took me, and I was investing at 17 years old.
Mm-hmm.
My first stock purchase was 17 years old. So it took me over a decade from when I was 17 to get to the point where I can kind of see and read a balance sheet and see a chart and know what a great company was or is. Over a decade it took me. So you have to go through the failures. I mean,
you have to.
You have to make your mistakes, because then you become a well-rounded investor.
And if everyone does it, and if everyone is going through it, and if Elon Musk is getting hundreds of millions of people to buy Doge and to get on the Doge wagon, they're going to experience all the things that we experienced in Bitcoin back in 2016. They're going to get those same feelings. They're going to get hooked, and then they're going to learn how to trade and how to invest. And now they're hooked forever. And
I hope
it's a new world.
I hope you are right about this, and that Michael Saylor is right about this, and that Charles is right about this. And I hope they're all right about this, because people, being a stock investor and achieving some success, some small success that I have achieved in investing, it's liberating. It gives you freedom. Now, I'm not there yet. I'm not financially free yet.
Right, but you have more options than you used to.
That's right.
More time, more control over your time, more
That's right.
options. Mhm.
And I want people just like you. I want people to know that, feel that,
Mhm.
understand that feeling
Mhm.
of almost financial independence,
Mhm.
or able to, if you needed to leave your job, you can do it at least for a couple of years
Mhm.
because you managed to invest and make money. And it's, I wish it was easy, but it takes hard work, and it takes hard work
It
with
does
crypto.
take hard work, but what I'm seeing is something different now, where they are. I I no longer think the powers that be are against crypto. Something is telling me there's something behind the scenes here that's getting everyone to on board, and they want
Wow.
everyone. I believe we're going into the new age, the age of Aquarius. We're going into the age of enlightenment, and I think the world is going into a very good place. Even though it seems like everything's getting terrible, I think we're evolving as humans right now, and I think we're about to get to a new higher place.
I
That's a little far fetched, but I that's honestly what I think.
Well, I mean, I have to thank you for getting me back in. I mean, it's an amazing thing. It's scary, and
Mm-hmm.
I tell people out there that it is scary, but amazing.
Yeah,
And you know what? People should just go out and learn a little bit of this. Maybe just put a little money in and
for a
see.
little bit.
Put a little bit in, and
Mhm.
they might get comfortable. And I'm going to try to help. I'm not as good as smart about cryptos as, let's say, you are. But on my channel, I'll try every once in a while to explain as much as I can explain about my portfolio, and it including cryptos with stocks and real
Mhm.
estate. And I hear you think that well, I do have a theory about real estate, and I
Mhm.
think you also have a theory about housing and real estate. So
Mhm.
I would like to tell you this. I
Yeah,
think
talk to me.
that the housing bubble that we're in, or this housing bubble, is not over.
Mhm.
That we're going to continue to go up in housing
Mhm.
because housing is a scarce item.
Yep.
They're not building it
Yep.
as many.
Mhm.
They're way behind in the projects of building
Mhm.
houses, new housing. And you have a lot of old housing, housing that's been around for decades, that are commanding big dollars
Mhm.
because people can't find housing,
Mhm.
whether it be investors or regular families. I
Mhm.
mean, what say you about that?
I'm with you. I think this is the everything bubble. This is everything is going up because the dollar is going down,
Yes.
and everything is getting more scarce. I mean, you look at used car prices; they're through the
Through the
roof.
roof.
Everything is rising together, and so yes, there was a part of me that was looking at cities like New York or San Fran or Los Angeles, thinking, okay, there's this mass exodus of people. People keep leaving these cities and going to Texas, going to Florida, going to other places. So maybe there's going to be a time where New York and San Fran real estate go down and everything else goes up. And it's like, no, that's not how it works. Everything is going to go up together. Everything is going to get infinitely more scarce. Metals, and not just gold and silver, but copper and palladium, and I mean tungsten. Everything is the world is getting the world is I guess the resources are getting more and more finite every day, more rare every day. So everything is going to keep increasing in value.
And when you speak of metals, believe it or not, those metals are also being used
Mm-hmm.
in in electronics,
Electronics,
and
yep.
more than ever. And
Yep.
that is not going to end
Nope. It's
because
only
the
going to
digital
go.
age is here.
Yep. And they apparently in electric cars, they use a ton of silver in electric cars.
Wow.
And so there's theories that Elon Musk could be buying silver mines also. And what that would do to the price of silver is insane. And I think silver is going to go absolutely ballistic, along with crypto during all this.
I tell you, I just think that housing is going to continue. And, I think that assets like stocks, which I consider an asset, are going to continue to go up. You're going to have your corrections, but there's just like let's say a quality company and an underlying stock. The demand for that will continue, in my opinion. It's almost like if you have a good stock and it's quality and the company's quality and it continues to grow, it could only grab more investors. It's like who's going to want to really sell that?
Something is going to have to spook the market years from now, and there's going to be a massive sell-off of everything. And it could be something to spook the market, or USD all of a sudden just makes a crazy comeback and gets more solid, and then all of a sudden everyone will want to be in USD again. And I think that will come, but could be 5 years.
Whatever the case may be, I'm hoping I'm there to at least take the opportunity to maybe sweep up some of these great companies, or whether it be cryptos or housing.
Definitely housing. I definitely want to take some of this money for housing. Something,
Yeah, a house, it's scarce, man. I'm telling you, it's hard to buy too. You need some big down payment money to buy a house nowadays.
Sure.
Especially in the coasts. I mean,
yeah.
California and New York, forget about it. I mean, and it just keeps slowly going up.
It's going up. And I don't even have, I don't have steady income. And a lot of traders don't have steady income that they can rely on for mortgages. So I would have to pay for my house in cash.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm planning on. But that's what I cannot get a mortgage because I don't get a W-2.
Yeah.
And they want to see a W-2. And I know I'm not alone. I know there's a ton of people now that are, in the new Robinhood generation, the Wall Street Bets generation, they're going to have to buy houses in cash.
Yeah, I guess.
Or crypto, or, in Bitcoin or Doge.
Yeah. Hey, listen. All right. Well, listen. I tell you, this has been great. I mean,
this is fun. This is very fun.
We have to do this again.
Let's do it.
Hopefully, I'll have you again as a guest.
Yeah.
On my little YouTube channel.
Of course.
And
I hope so.
And and so everyone out there, I just want to let everybody know that this is the man that got me into crypto, Alex Saglimbeni.
Well, I hope you make lots of money, and I hope it's a good decision. It doesn't all go to zero and
it better not, Alex.
Blow up in my face.
That Christmas when I come and see you or something, I'm not giving you a gift if it goes down.
Okay, fair enough. It's fine.
I'll give you a lump of coal, which might be scarce. You
know what? Come on, always a silver lining.
That's right.
If my grandmother only kept the coal she got as a little girl, she'd be a multimillionaire now.
Yeah, when I was a kid, moon rocks. Remember moon rocks? I don't know if you.
Yes, I remember moon. They were they had little people on them, or no?
That too. But it was an 80s thing. Rock. It was bullshit. It wasn't a rock. But anyway, Alex, thank you for coming on.
Thank you for having me,
and thank you for the conversation, and thank you for being my cousin.
Of course, man. Thank you for for everything. We'll keep doing this. We'll do this again soon.
Oh yeah, definitely. So that's Alex Saglimbeni, everybody, and I'm gonna say goodbye, and I will see you guys later. Bye bye.
Yep.